Old man CM Punk just walked in the Madison Square Garden, beat the hell out of Roman Reigns, and sent the tribal chief straight through the table and left his whole aura smashed. The same washed Punk y'all doubted. He cooked Roman and the hecklers in one night. Meanwhile, Randy Orton is moving like a predator, and now Stephanie McMahon is right in the middle of Cody Rhodes' business. John Cena retires just to come back and host WrestleMania, and Danhausen is in Times Square just eating glizzies like nothing else matters. Jesse, ring the bell.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
And we're back for another episode of Ringside Renaissance. And we're here talking WWE, Smackdown, and Monday Night Raw. Yeah. And we are, as seen on Netflix, busted open to prove the original bad boys of the wrestling podcast world. And we are rated RR for Ringside Renaissance. And I'm here with the best co-host, the best tag team partner, the best friend in the world, very deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew Kombat Jones. Yeah, click, clack. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. To everybody in the IWC, everybody out there, you already know. We're getting it in. We're getting it in. We're on the road to WrestleMania, baby, and it's getting crazy. All
this
types
is a long
of stuff
road.
Out. It's a very long road. It's been a long road. It's a long drive. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
We're about to hit the crossroads.
Yeah.
Man.
About the
I love the IWC's ability to take anything that's good or making something great out of if you look at WrestleMania as a whole, it's a stacked card. Like, there's matches all over the place. There's star power. There's great matchups. There's going to be good matches. There's going to be a whole from ladder matches to no DQ matches, unsanctioned matches, championships on the line, multiple women tag team championship match. But people are just going to find something to bitch about, man. I'm so tired of it. So tired of it.
It don't matter what you do. Don't matter who says what. I mean, for AEW too, for every other wrestling thing too. It goes all around the board for TNA, for everything. But it's just enjoy, just shut up and
shut up.
Let them force feed you what the matches and
let them cook.
Let them cook and
let them
shut
cook.
up. Just shut up and enjoy the show, like Triple H says. I mean, it's entertainment in the end. Like, whether you're bitching about it, you trying to criticize it or say to make it better or whatever, or have fun, do what we do and talk shit and predict or whatever. Regardless, like, we're all still watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all just watching it for entertainment. So if you want to do something more productive with your life, just don't watch TV, sports entertainment, or sports or anything, and go out there and touch grass and do real shit. Like,
yeah. Or you can
it makes
still
no
watch
difference
it.
in the end. Whatever happens, and whoever wins the championships, whoever wins the NBA championship, whoever wins the Stanley Cup, the World Series, like the Olympics, the WWE championship, it don't matter. Yeah.
And it's like, you can still watch all this stuff. I don't mind that. Just stay off social media because I'm tired of it. And like,
yeah,
I got to go on there periodically and have to see this shit. And I'm like, man, this sucks.
The only thing that matters is what they got inside S4. Yeah.
Shout out Bob Lizzie. I don't think there's anything left there anymore, to be honest with you, but we'll find out April 3rd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I gotta say, I was very disappointed this week on SmackDown.
Okay.
We had a great build, a back and forth. Everything was kind of waiting to play itself out. The crowd is bought into this. We're there.
Yeah.
Kit Wilson can't get a goddamn win, and I'm sick of it.
Okay,
I'm so tired of it.
I've seen your tweets and your opinions on Jelly Roll, and I just got to ask: is it genuine? You really genuinely don't like Jelly Roll, and you don't want to see him wrestle, or is it just because you want to see Kit Wilson win?
I'd say a little from column A and column B. Like, okay. So
yeah,
I understand this whole concept of these celebrities that are singers or athletes or whatever, and their first love, their first passion, the thing they've always wanted to do is wrestle in a WWE ring. It's just a dream of theirs. But that's just the dream of how many millions of people. Like, just because he's got some face tattoos, lost 300 pounds, and switched from rap to country music and put out a platinum album singing songs about stuff that is not true to him. Now all of a sudden he can go and win a match against Kit Wilson, who has been true to himself since Pretty Deadly. Like,
yeah,
blood, sweat, and tears in this business. Watched his partner break his neck in the ring. Like, all of the sacrifices Kit Wilson's put into this business, the commitment to everything, just for Jelly Roll to come in and hit him with the fucking. I'm done with it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he did put in his work, and Kit Wilson was cursed also. So,
yeah, I mean, you can't be upset about that, but
yeah.
Do you think if Kit Wilson wasn't cursed, he would have beat Jelly Roll?
I mean, it seems like it, the way that the match played out. It seems like these horrible coincidences keep happening to everybody that gets cursed. And what is it, Danhausen 6 or 7-0 with cursing people now? So
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So it's getting a little interesting here.
I'm just gonna say, like, that's
a
secret weapon if you can befriend him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Is the person or the music?
I mean, he's got a couple songs, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I've heard a few things on the radio that aren't too bad. Like, he could sing, like, and you said he could rap. So I did look back on the Games album. He was rapping on the Games album a little bit here and there. So, I mean, but I think he's a funny, likable guy. Like, I don't mind, like, his personality, like, in the ring or, like, on television with WWE and what he's been doing with Cody and Randy. I'd rather have him than Kid Rock. I mean,
I don't like how all of this stuff, like, you know, we have Matt Cardona standing up for Cody Rhodes and everything else, but why is Jelly Roll in the middle of all of this? Like, we gotta have Jelly Roll in the middle of, like, the main event of one of the nights of WrestleMania. Like, that's where we're at right now.
How about the jelly to belly suplex? You like that?
I'm ready to move on from it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Kit Wilson, man, he deserves better. He deserves a match at WrestleMania. Why isn't he in that multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania? I just don't understand it. But
right, they gotta have something for him at WrestleMania. Like, it's got to happen. They need the freaking vibe. They need the song.
Do you think they're gonna have Danhausen versus Kit Wilson at WrestleMania?
It's possible. Something's got to happen at this point. I mean, we thought maybe Danhausen could somehow host WrestleMania, but
and that's out the window.
it is out the window because John Cena has been announced to host, as he announced himself that he'll be hosting WrestleMania off his fresh retirement. But I mean, I'm sure we're still going to get a moment between John Cena and Danhausen, because we've seen John Cena repost and post a bunch of Danhausen content and pictures recently in the last few weeks. So he's definitely a Danhausen fan.
Do you think that
he likes
John Cena he just pulled like a rock and he never ran it by Triple H or TKO, that he just like posted that video like, hey guys, I'm hosting WrestleMania, and they're like, Guess John Cena's hosting
Damn.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. Guess that's what we got to do now. Yeah.
Guess that's it.
Yeah, I mean they got to do it for ticket sales, and everybody's like criticizing that too, like we were saying, and it's like, what do you expect them to do too? Like, I'm pretty sure the ticket sales have went up ever since they put on the discount, which is I get it, the prices are ridiculous, but they're ridiculous for everything. It's not just WWE, like it's Ticketmaster in general. Like AEW, is it a little cheaper? Yeah, it's a little cheaper. You want to tell me it's still cheap to go sit ringside at AEW though at a pay-per-view? Like I can't. If you can't afford one, you can't afford the other. I mean, you might be in a different tax bracket if you're taking a VIP bus trip on the Wheatley American Vodka Cody Rhodes American Nightmare Express through Las Vegas and hitting up the Bunny Ranch.
Do you think Cody's going to be on the bus for that? Like, it'd be so
he said
funny.
He's on the bus. Yeah, he's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say it'd be so funny if those guys paid all that money.
I think it's like $10,000 or something like that.
Yeah, if they paid all of that money to go on that bus ride and Cody Rhodes like just isn't on it, like you get Brandy.
Just
like
Brandy.
You don't even get
guys.
Cody.
Yeah, we're gonna do my cooking show here.
So,
I'm sure they'll have a whole hell of a time on that bus, drinking some vodka, driving through Vegas. Tell them to take you up to Area 51 while you're there. It's only an hour away. Yeah, go to go to Rachel, Nevada. Yeah, it's not
go
too
to the
far.
little alien. Tell them Ringside Renaissance sent you.
Yeah, well, we'll be there sooner or later. I'm gonna slap a Ringside Renaissance sticker on that white mailbox.
Oh, awesome! That'd be so great.
The black mailbox, white mail, yeah, and then one at the other end, on the sign too.
No balls. Calling you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The camo guys, bring it. Camo guys, bring it. I'm putting a sticker right on there. I'll see you there.
I got people. I know some people that live about 2 hours from there. I bet you if I finessed them and mailed them out a sticker, they might just do it for us.
Okay, we can make that happen.
I don't know if I can
I'll
make that happen.
So you can make it happen.
I don't know if I can make that happen, but we'll try. We'll try our best.
Okay.
Back to SmackDown, man. I was a little bit bummed out about the whole Matt Cardona being in the middle of this Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud because like Matt Cardona just came back. It's great to see him kind of involved in a main event picture. Randy Orton stomped out his arm last week and everything else. He had to wear the cast and stuff, but man, Matt Cardona is really making a splash, dude. Like, I think he's kind of showing that he's evolved from the Zack Ryder character, and like he's a lot more than that now. Because when he first came back, during the John Cena retirement tournament or whatever, like everybody kind of knew him as Zack Ryder, and if you weren't like into like the independent wrestling scene a little bit, you might not know like his work as Matt Cardona and what he's been doing like on the indies and stuff, but.
Right,
man, he really made a splash with this whole Randy Orton thing, and I think he should get a little bit of a push after all this because of like the drama and the intensity that he's brought into this feud in the absence of Cody the last couple of weeks.
I think we'll definitely get it afterwards. If not with Randy, if Cody retains, I think Matt will come for Cody, or one way or another, or something will happen. And SmackDown needs that too. They got so many people, but Matt Cardona, being a baby face on there, and he's always ready, and he's even got more than he did back in his old WWE days. So, and they're putting him over, and he made it clear to Cody that he wanted to come back and win championships. So,
hey, once Trick Willie wins that United States Championship from Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that's another thing. And it's kind of played out with Matt Cardona. We already seen it coming to a certain extent, with him and Randy Orton. Like, what did we expect was going to happen? Come on.
Yeah.
But another thing, like you were talking about, Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes, and that was some match, and a lot of people not very happy about it. I still don't know how I feel about it because I liked Carmelo Hayes with the title. And I thought he was doing good with it and everything that he's done. And Sami Zayn he has the ability to carry titles and do things too. and move storylines along, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So it's interesting to see, because we thought Sami Zayn's whole angle might kind of fill over into Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton's thing of him talking with Randy so much and about the voices and having to do what you got to do. But it seems like they're not going with that. And I think a lot of it is just them pivoting with certain things, with certain people being injured and out. And that's why they're kind of going with it. So it kind of seems like put together on the fly, which kind of sucks because there's not much story to it. But there is kind of a story with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams that they have been building. It's not like they haven't had interactions and had matches and stuff kind of leading up to this moment too. And it puts Trick Williams on the big stage at WrestleMania against, Sami Zayn. It would have been cool with Carmelo Hayes too. Don't get me wrong, because it would have been a great throwback to NXT. So I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
It's and I feel like Trick Williams got to win that match against Sami at WrestleMania too, So
Yeah.
so why couldn't they just had Carmelo Hayes go into it and had that goated rivalry they had from NXT and
I think a lot of like the hatred that's coming from fans or like the pushback from fans maybe isn't less that Sami won the title. It's that I think that people, one, were enjoying Carmelo Hayes' run as the United States champion,
Right.
which I thought he came completely out of his shell and like put himself over as a star with that championship belt, had a hell of a run with the United States championship. But two, I think that people in the long run, if they were going to have Trick Williams challenge for the title at WrestleMania, like you said, run it back with the Carmelo Hayes Trick Williams feud, which would have been great at WrestleMania. But I think that's going to be something further down the line. I think that Carmelo is probably going to be involved somewhere in that match.
Okay.
Maybe trying to help Sami, but costing Sami, and then chasing the Trick Williams for the title. I'm not exactly sure, man. And, I thought that we were going to get Sami and Aleister Black at WrestleMania. I really thought that's kind of the direction of what things were going and whatnot. So I don't really know with all these pivots and whatever. I'm really kind of confused about it. I don't know. Maybe on SmackDown this coming week, maybe they'll work it up to a triple threat match with Carmelo Hayes, which I wouldn't be opposed again with at all. Like,
yeah.
I think that all three of them would be great. Carmelo Hayes and Sami Zayn can still go. I mean, Sami Zayn was doing some great work, like you said, backstage with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and this like hearing the voices in his head, and then Aleister Black kind of talking in his ear and kind of having that whole thing. Like, I think he's been doing some really great work lately, and we've been seeing a lot of praise in the IWC of what Sami's been doing and like the work he's been putting out. But then he's kind of a victim of circumstance with this United States title champ. Like this championship is really kind of buried him as far as people thinking that, like, I don't know. I just think they think Carmelo should have held on to it.
Right.
They think that Sami's going to do something special with this. Sami's a good worker, right? Like he's going to put on a good match. I mean, he put on a decent match against Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania a few years ago. Like, he's going to put on a decent match. Like that's all you can hope for. But
I think it's kind of falls in the same lane too of like with Cody Rhodes. What goes on with him is like the Cody fatigue, people call it, and I think it's the same thing with Sami Zayn. You see him so much, and the opposite is just like he never wins. He never gets a title. He never does anything. So he actually got a title this time. So it's like, and then people are complaining that they just gave it to him. Like, oh, I guess it was the same with the IC title too, but it's on the other brand this time, so he's got the other one, and
right.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I think Sami Zayn's great, man. You know what? I think that if they should have pivoted, I think this whole thing is leading up to a return of Kevin Owens eventually. I don't know, what. I don't know the road to get there. I just think the destination is Sami and Kevin Owens somewhere down the line. I'm just confused about how they're getting there, but man, it'd be great to see Kevin Owens back in the ring. Like. Maybe the whole pushing Sami to be like this crazy person, and Kevin Owens is the one to come out and talk some sense into him. Maybe I'm not exactly sure, but I'm ready. I'm ready for Kevin Owens to be back. It's been over a year now. Like,
right. Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. This whole thing is kind of like, I want it to be good and I want to love it, but
yes,
it's just like, I don't know. It just feels kind of played out and kind of pushed. And kind of forced and
agreed.
But it has the potential to be a great match. Obviously, it's two great guys. I mean, the week before we forgot to mention them falling off that whole balcony spot that they had was completely ridiculous. Like, you got cameras everywhere, but it doesn't show where they fallen. It's fine.
Yeah, a classic Jeff Hardy spot.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they got their little blood feud going, I guess you could call it, and it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm just so, it sucks because, like, at the end of the day, we've mentioned it before. There's only so many spots for these main event caliber people. Not everybody can be going for a world title and everything else, so they kind of have to be positioned on the card a certain way. I mean, last year, we have Drew and Damian Priest, and now it's Drew and Jacob Fatu. I'm not a fan of unsanctioned matches. I think that shit's kind of corny, but if they're going to be in an unsanctioned match at WrestleMania, why don't they just do an unsanctioned match at SmackDown, just beat the shit out of each other? Why are they waiting till the match at WrestleMania? Like, that shit's kind of, whatever. That's AEW garbage for me, but I really hope that they do something special with it. I hope that Jacob Fatu comes out of it towards the main event picture. That would kind of lean me to believe that Randy Orton's going to win the title, because if Jacob Fatu could be like a challenger for it. And I've heard that Drew McIntyre is going to go do a movie or something after WrestleMania, so he's probably going to be written off after this. So I'm assuming Jacob Fatu is going to win, but
okay.
Yeah, I again, like you said, man, like I want to like it. I think that the match itself is going to be all right. Like I just,
and that's the whole thing with Jade and Rhea too. That's kind of going on. Like you want to like it, like and on paper it looks amazing. And if you would have mentioned it like a year ago or whenever, would have been like, oh shit, Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, this gonna be one hell of a match. And I do like that they kind of. So you kind of got this backlash online. What are these opinions that they had to add Meech in, and they had to add B-Fab to kind of go with Jade because she's kind of not strong enough to carry herself as a champion, But she is playing that heel thing, so it kind of how it works anyways. So you can't really be mad at that. And you're using B-Fab and you're using Meech in at this point too. So the hell with it, And it makes Rhea Ripley look bigger too as the baby face. So, I don't know. Looked like Rhea might pull off the win at Mania if she's going in versus all three of them, and nothing. There's no, curves in any of this.
Yeah, got to stack the odds for her to come out on top. And I was thinking that Io Sky was going to kind of come out to even the odds for her.
But it seems like she's got her own thing going on now with the whole Rhea. Well, she's on Raw at this point, so Rhea has moved over to SmackDown because of the Rumble and Elimination Chamber and that stuff. So you got Io, possibly going against Asuka. I think it's going to look like, or against
for custody of Kyrie, maybe
Kyrie or something like that. Yeah, interesting.
But I could see Io beating Asuka, and then Kyrie going with Io, and then Io and Kyrie coming out together to help Rhea. That could be.
Yeah.
Io, Kyrie, Rhea. I'm just getting all these names tongue tied. Yeah, I'm a little bummed out. They really don't have anything going on with Julia, man. She's kind of gotten lost in the sauce and all of this. I remember when Julia was like signed to NXT and then came up into the main roster, and she won the Women's United States Championship, and now she's just kind of just lost right now.
She was red hot as Stephanie Vaquer was at the time. Like, they came in at the same time. They were both had the same expectations, which were above and beyond, and we kind of seen how that's played out, and that's the same with Tiffany Stratton too at this point too. I mean, they've got them kind of beefing too, so they got their thing going on. But that's probably SmackDown and Monday Night Raw after Mania, honestly, at that point, unless they're going to be in some type of tag match or something else that plays out with that whole angle. And the Bella Twins and Charlotte and Alexa, that's bled over into Raw, which is going to turn into this giant women's tag team match at Mania. Yeah. So that's cross brands at this point.
Would that be considered a fatal 4-way tag team match, an 8-woman tag team? Like, what is that considered? A 4 corners tag team match? Like,
It's just a fatal 4-way women's tag team championship match that as it's presented now. Yeah. Irresistible Forces. There you go. That's clever. It's clever. I'll give it to Lash and Nia.
I like Nia with Lash. I don't want to say it, but
they
work together.
They work together. Good.
I hate saying it.
I can't stand Nia, but I like Lash Legend and them together.
Yep.
It's worked as a team. The Bella Twins and they've had their spots. It's good to see them back. They got a lot of fans and they make people happy and they do their thing and she still does a little thing. So Charlotte and Alexa,
Brie doesn't.
Yeah, Brie. Yeah. Charlotte and Alexa. That's the most cringe to me at this point. Is like Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to get into it, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't like vanilla. I got you.
Well, I don't know. And Bailey and then Lyra, they're all good too. So that's who's going to be in that fatal 4-way. So,
man, as we're breaking down like what's happened this last week, and then like going into like what is coming out of WrestleMania out of this past week, like how are people complaining? like there's so many matches going on right now, so many different storylines, everything kind of zigzagged, and man, oh man, I'm getting more excited for it because, like you said, like I mean, a lot of stuff's coming out of SmackDown. We still have a couple matches, I think, that have to be determined. I think there's going to be something with the MFTs and the Howdies sucks, Wyatt sucks, or whatever.
I think that's going to be a SmackDown before WrestleMania type of match. So well, yeah, exactly. But some people might lose it if they don't get the Howdies, the Wyatt Sixes at Mania. So I don't know. But you might, they're at least they're at Halloween Horror Nights for you. So, it is what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so SmackDown ended with the return of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and who is Randy Orton talking to on this telephone still?
I thought it was Stephanie McMahon because, like, spoiler alert on Raw, Stephanie McMahon came out, and I thought at first like that's who he was talking to, but like her conversation with Cody on Monday is like, okay, maybe he's not. That can't be it, right? Because she's trying to gas up Cody.
I didn't think it would be possible, and at this point, we got Brock Lesnar back too. I mean,
you think it's Vince?
I don't want to say. I mean, it could be Vince McMahon. If Vince McMahon, could you imagine? Like, I don't think he's gonna get booed. Like, if he came out, if that music hits, like I think the crowd's gonna go freaking crazy. Like, as long as he's not drunk driving his way down the aisle to the ring or do what he's got to do. Oh
man. I just don't know if that's the best move.
I think Ric Flair would make a lot of sense, though, because of, like, Evolution. And I think the whole Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, well, Triple H has not been part of it, but Stephanie is. And that kind of links with Randy, that kind of links with Ric Flair, too, with Evolution, Evolution or whatever. And could it be Batista? I don't quite. I don't think so. Then who else? Who other could it be then? Chris Jericho? That don't make no damn sense. Like, imagine if it's Vince though. How freaking crazy that's a moment though. And WWE likes to have moments and shock the internet and shock the people and shock the world. So half the time they play it safe, and the other half the time it's just like everything's out the window, all morals and all everything. It's just money. So you never know.
You really know.
You never know. Like I honestly at this point, like, what the hell? I don't even give a damn. Like is we could have called Vince a piece of trash 20 years ago, before any of this other shit started, and it still would have been valid, and we still respected it, and it was what it was. So Brock Lesnar's there cheering. People are cheering for him to get his ass kicked or whatnot, but they still cheer and pop when he came out at SummerSlam. So would it be any different for Vince? If not even more? Like, I think Vince would get an even bigger pop than Brock did for coming out at SummerSlam, honestly. if it's some, I don't know what he's gonna do though. That's the thing. Like he physically, like even Ric Flair physically, I don't. With all due respect to them, you know what I'm saying? But at their age and stuff, like, are they gonna come out and try to swing a chair at Cody's head, or is it The Rock? But I don't know about The Rock, too. You know, like it's interesting.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah, and so we got Randy kicking the shit out of Matt Cardona again, you know, as we assumed would happen. You know, who would have saw that coming? But at least Matt's standing up for himself, which looks good in the end, and you know, secures his spot even more, like you're saying, as like a top guy on SmackDown, and get some more heat, you know, love as a babyface. So that is good, and Randy's helping with that. But then we got Cody showing up and taking his sweet ass time. We got to see every freaking hallway, every elevator, every door he walks through to get to the ring, taking his time, you know, just to get down to Randy and Lord have mercy.
So ridiculous. So I hate that shit so much. But yeah, it's, you know,
sometimes it works, but it's you got to have the right, you know, build with it, you know.
Yeah, it's too much. But I think that I still think, and we'll talk about more when we get over to Raw, but this is the night one main event. I think night two's got to be Punk and Roman Reigns at this point. There's no, I mean, no disrespect to Orton or Rhodes or any of the fans involved with it, any of the Cody Craig babies or the voices in Orton's head, but it just the feel of it, it just feels so. This feels almost like fabricated to me. Right. Like Orton turning heel and be the voices. I hear
like
these
who
voices.
Thought?
Okay, buddy. I hear voices too, and I'm not going for a championship. I got to go to work
like
every day.
CM Punk turns heel and goes like straight back to like the exact heel version of himself of the straight edge society or something, and like completely, you know, brings it back. Well, it may be a little different, but I you know, it's like, you can switch it up a little bit. You can make it a little more interesting. But I guess the voice on the phone, who he's talking to, has to do with that. And I feel like it's got to have something to do with evolution. Imagine if it's Glock Anderson.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Now you're speaking.
Okay.
Now you're talking.
That would shake. Because remember last, you know, or the year before, Cody going out to the ring and speaking to Arn Anderson, you know.
Yep.
Arn Anderson, yeah, and how much that put him over, you know what I'm saying? And that's a pep talk he needed. That's the last person he spoke to before he walked out, you know, to win the championship from Roman. So if somehow Randy's got Glock Anderson, Arn Anderson on his side, that will completely mind fuck Cody Rhodes.
Oh, so good.
And
I think Ric Flair would be good as far as because of the storied rivalry between Flair and Dusty Rhodes and stuff like that. But man, you said Glock Anderson. If it's anybody else besides Glock Anderson, I'm disappointed. Like I don't even care who it is.
Cody's face will just complete, like, he don't even need
to. He fucking does the.
Oh yeah.
He does the whole thing. Oh my goodness. Let's go. What if it's somebody coming over from AEW?
I mean, it's very possible.
Close to Cody, you know.
That's true. That's true. Ricky's
the Young Bucks come out or something.
The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Ricky Starks. I don't freaking know. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they never reveal it. Maybe it's just like Randy Orton talking to himself on the phone.
Yeah, that's a whole thing too. That he's talking to 2009 version of himself or 2011 version or whatever, and he's, you know, just crazy. And which he is, you know, so you know, if he's playing into that, so that's a very could be much a very possibility too, that it could that's what's happening. Absolutely.
I hope it's that over Ric Flair.
Yeah. Okay.
What if it's Shane McMahon?
That's a thing too. I've seen
because
that too.
Stephanie came out and and let's blend this into the whole Raw thing because we saw Cody Rhodes come out
Monday
night.
Rah.
So Cody Rhodes came out to the ring, and of course the WWE champion have got to be at Madison Square Garden. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got to come out first. Yeah, of course Cody's on Raw.
Stephanie McMahon came out to the ring, and
which was not on my bingo card. I had anybody coming out right after Cody. I did not expect to see Stephanie McMahon. It was the most random person you would expect.
Now, this is the only thing, Stephanie McMahon coming out and talking to Cody, and made me think right away, because I thought maybe she was like doing the whole authority thing again. But
right,
like
which people are talking about too. Yeah, people are.
But she was on the side of Cody with this. I think she was like, "Oh, you need to."
She also slapped the shit out. She also slapped him too.
Yeah, but I bet you she slaps Triple H around, and she loves him. So I mean,
yeah,
it is what
that's
it is.
True.
But
she does wear the pants, from what Punk had said. So
yeah, but I was thinking that. I was thinking that because Stephanie McMahon came out and talked to Cody Rhodes, that maybe Triple H was the one talking to Randy Orton on the phone. But I don't think that that's the case, because I think that Triple H kind of is, as much as he comes out and does little things here and there, I think he understands his role is not to be like a focal point on the show anymore. So,
oh, you think so?
I think so. He pops in here and there, but it's not like he's on every week like Vince McMahon was for 6 years during the Attitude Era, like in the Ruthless Aggression era, like, you know. So
yeah. And there's still not much to go off with the whole Cody and Stephanie thing. Like, she's just warning them, which almost sounds a little too like played out. Like, it's almost like, I don't know. It was all right.
Yeah.
They did what they had to do, but it seemed a little forced at some parts, like a little scripted ish. But
yeah, I don't know.
Stephanie ain't always in the ring. That's not her thing. She doesn't normally do this, so I'm not gonna, hate on her performance on it either. At this point, it like she about to be a Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer, so.
And maybe that's why she came out. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really know. Maybe it was just a one-off because she wanted to come out Madison Square Garden. I'm not exactly sure. But like you said, that wasn't on my bingo card. Stephanie McMahon coming out and confronting Cody a little bit. And he had 2 words for her. Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody else said, suck it. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like, but she told him that he couldn't beat Orton the way he was. So maybe he's thanking her for becoming, now he's going to be Homelander Cody. And
right, like you gotta be something different. You gotta be something different. Yeah, and the crowd very heavily is chanting for Randy Orton throughout this whole ordeal. And not to mention even through SmackDown for the most part, even when he's dismantling Matt Cardona. So, there's Orton's the heel in this situation, but he's not necessarily the heel to the crowd or the favorite to the, not Cody's not the favorite to the crowd. We'll say it like that. Orton's the heel, but Cody's not the favorite.
Yeah, it's tough because when we get to the other main event,
only for Dave, just Dave LaGreca. He can keep,
And it's like, it's crazy because like we get people chanting for Orton, like when Cody's out in the ring, and like, I gotta do this like little sidebar because I was gonna bring it up during the whole main event segment, but I'm gonna say it right now. Like, these fans need to figure it the fuck out, because like I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
If I keep watching fucking WWE events and Roman Reigns comes out to the ring and they're Roman Reigns, and then when that stops, he doesn't say anything, and then they start chanting CM Punk. What fucking side are you on? So I cannot stand this shit, dude. It drives me up a fucking wall, dude.
I know, and like I've gotten like shouting matches before. I go into many events for this because of this, but it's interesting because it's like the timing of it is weird, and you wonder if it's like manufactured sound that they're putting out into the arena too. I don't know if, we've heard rumors of it in the past, or is it just the 2 separate fan factions going back and forth like you would at a basketball game? Sometimes, the home team is not always the home team because you got the New York Knicks there, and they got more of a fan base in that city than that team has. So it's hard to tell, but yeah, it can be annoying, and the crowd kind of takes like the babyface heel side out of it a lot of times. But it's the whole Roman Punk thing is kind of reminiscent of like Stone Cold Rock thing, where it's like you kind of split on it, or so on and so forth. Whoever else you want to name that they've kind of had that position. So it's Cody and Randy Orton too. Cody and John Cena. I don't know. Even when John Cena did everything he could to go to be bad. It's not much more you can do. So they got to go do as they can.
I don't know, man. I understand where you're coming from with that whole situation, but listen, you got to pick one side is what I'm saying. Like, I can't
you think there's people cheering for both?
Yeah, oh yeah, there was, bro. You hear out loud the chants were? It had to have been for both. I'm going to get into that later, but I just had to say it just pisses me off. Like, they're trying to treat WWE more like a rock concert than a damn heel versus baby face and everything. They're trying to sing to all the hits, and you can't just be singing to all the hits, man. Like, pick a side.
Got to be one or the other. Yeah,
it's like man.
You're on Hogan's side or you're on Rock's side for WrestleMania 18. Like,
it gotta be, bro.
It's something that's got to happen for the crowd. It just balances out better, and it makes it look better on TV, honestly, too. That's why I question if they pump in them sounds sometimes. Like we've heard things about the cheers. So it's like why wouldn't they do it with it's entertainment. Why wouldn't they do it with chants too?
Yeah, but you've been there live and you've heard the chants both ways. But like also, I think once Raw goes off the air and then it's a replay on Netflix, I think they pump different sounds in for the replays. Okay. I think I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% on it. Yes,
TV wise, yeah. Because it does sound a little different when you're there with the chants and what you're actually hearing compared to what you're hearing on television, without a doubt. And that goes for AEW, for WWE, for all these different shows I've been to, pay-per-views, house shows. Well, not house shows for TV, but Raw, SmackDown, WWE, all the above. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm try to attack this in order so it makes sense, but we got Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi, and the roof is about ready to blow off the top of Madison Square Garden, because Brock Lesnar comes out in his fighting gear, and we all seen that, and Michael Cole, Corey Graves set that up perfectly. Like, he looks like he came to fight, which is I'm like, oh shit. Shit. Yep. Here we go. Like, this is good. This is good. I'm liking this. And Paul gets out there and starts to talk some shit, and Adam Pearce comes out, gets booed. He can't catch a break either. And then we get, finally, Oba. Yeah. Yeah. Watch out. Oba Femi, on his way down to the ring, takes out Adam Pearce and receives a fine in the meantime. And crowd goes crazy, and Triple H gets in the way. A lot of people didn't like it. They see it as him asserting himself once again into the product, but we don't see it all the time. I don't give I don't give a damn about it. I mean, the boss stepping up and being like, I'm the last one. Like, I'm going to stop this. Like, you're going to stop it or your ass is out of here. Like, who else is going to do it? It makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of liked the fact that it was, how like the old UFC fights, I don't know so much anymore. I don't really follow UFC as much anymore, but like the big matches, the big bouts, the heavyweight fights, you always had Dana White, like, dude, like the step in between and everything. Like, so like everybody knows Triple H is like the head honcho. To have him out there, you have all these conflicts all the time. All these wrestlers, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. You have all of these conflicts going on, and but Triple H having to come out and separate these guys, that just made it big. Like, holy shit, Triple H is actually coming out. Like,
big deal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, Paul Heyman won't listen to Adam Pearce, obviously.
Right.
But he'll definitely listen to Triple H. So when Triple H told him to get the hell out the ring, get out of here, like save it for WrestleMania, it is what it is. And and Brock still laid one of the guys out with an F5 out on the outside. But then that leads to this whole email situation, which is kind of ridiculous, but
ridiculous.
Whatever. But finally, Paul gets back out to the ring. And then we get Seth Rollins. We hear from Adam Pearce that the order of protection has been lifted in Boston and all charges have been dropped for Seth Rollins. And Paul Heyman couldn't believe it. And then we get Seth Rollins again, the masked man coming out of the crowd behind Paul Heyman. And who else would be on your bingo card other than Gunther to come out and choke Seth Rollins out? But
I mean,
and bail Paul Heyman out. But it is what it is. They got to do what they got to do. At the end of the day, it's going to be a good match, and it's something that we haven't seen yet between Gunther and Seth Rollins. But we obviously know there's absolutely no story there, and obviously it was supposed to be Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but it's clearly not going to happen because Braun's not ready unless he decides to show up at WrestleMania. But they got to have a spot for Gunther, and we've been talking about where the hell's Gunther fit in the WrestleMania because there's been no build or no talk and no story with Gunther at all. So, you know, you got two of the top guys, and Seth's back. He is cleared, so the hell with it. There's no story. It's kind of annoying in that sense, but I have no doubt that Seth Rollins and Gunther can put on one hell of a match.
Yeah. Well, and also the whole thing is, I know the plans were Gunther and Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania retirement match, and Rey Mysterio's hurt also. And like at this point, like they become a victim of circumstance. Like what else are they supposed to do? Seth Rollins and Gunther are two superstars, and they need to be on WrestleMania. So at that point, if they need to be on WrestleMania, they don't have anybody else to fight against. Both of their opponents are injured right now, like to have the match against each other, and even put the retirement stipulation on it and have it end in a no contest or something, like but at least those two superstars are in the event. And I don't hate it. I really don't hate it, dude. Like, you know, some people are shitting all over it, like
you could be mad about it, but in the end, what do you or what? Just not have them be in WrestleMania, and then you're gonna criticize that you're not using your top guys, Seth Rollins and Gunther, at WrestleMania if you don't use them. So, screw it, put them in the match. Let's see what they can do, and let's tear the house down. Why not?
I would have been okay. Right, exactly. And you can't pick two better wrestlers that like on the fly can just go out there and put on a banger. Like those two are going to do it.
Every time, 100%, 150%, Seth Rollins brings it every match. Gunther the same. And two different styles too, so who knows what can happen and what type of, you know, people can run in or where they're going to go with it, you know?
Yeah,
maybe and Braun be ready at that time.
The only other thing I could think of was like to have almost like Seth face Logan Paul because of the whole vision thing. But if you do it like that, then who would Gunther face? You know what I mean? And it's like I was going over in my head the other night, I was thinking about all of these different like wrestlers towards the end of their career that Gunther could have faced at WrestleMania to do the career killer thing because of Rey Mysterio being hurt. And I was like, it doesn't have to be like, I don't think that his whole career killer thing should be like every feud or every match he has ends somebody's career, because then it would get stale real quick. It can't.
Yeah, it's too played out. It's too much. You can't.
Right.
Yeah, right. I don't like that. It's just replicating Randy Orton too at that point, like legend killer, career killer. Yeah. Like it's just like do something a little different. But
I agree.
And then with Seth, he can't go with Logan Paul because of course you got Paul had set up for the Vision to go against the Usos, which I totally saw this coming. I think it was the right move because I think it makes sense with what's going to happen, which I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it opens the door more and makes it more possibilities for what they can do with the Usos and Jay and Jimmy for what needs to happen going forward with Roman and Punk and whoever else.
So do you think that WrestleMania is going to be a 6-man tag? It's going to be the Usos and LA Knight against the Vision in IShowSpeed?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's what's going to happen, buddy. I really think that. I think that's
that actually makes it. But IShowSpeed ain't a heel, and he knows it, and he's like, and he got cursed, and Danhausen's trying to help him out, and you know.
But IShowSpeed tried giving Logan Paul the brass knuckles like a year or two ago, so like he's not off the hook that easily. You know what I mean?
That's true. So. Yeah. And he's got potential. He's got potential if you watch his videos for the match he did and the work he put in too. I mean, he can wrestle too. So
yeah, but he's teaming up with Logan Paul and Austin Theory, who are partners with Braun Breaker, the guy that speared him in half last year at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
so like
that's
going to end up like that's going to be a situation real quick.
It's a weird situation. Yeah, so could that be a three-way match? I don't know. I don't know if they got room for the card on WrestleMania for that. But actually,
there's a couple more matches I think they're going to be added because it's 6-6 I think right now, but something's got to happen with Asuka and EO, and then I'm thinking something with like the tag titles on SmackDown. But like you said, maybe that's a SmackDown before Mania because they're making the SmackDown before Mania and the Raw after Mania like just as big of events, kind of.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I gotta say this, man. I gotta tell you,
it's interesting.
Liv Morgan sucks, bro. I'm just saying. No. Stephanie Vaquer.
There you go. Exactly. No, she doesn't.
No, Stephanie Vaquer is going to win this match. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm 100% on board with. I think that Roxanne Perez is going to turn on Liv at WrestleMania, and it's going to start a Liv and Roxanne feud.
I think Roxanne, with her showing up in this whole thing, I think it won't be bad because people really do love Roxanne Perez too. But I thought Liv came out there and cut one hell of a promo and and some people are not happy about it, but all is fair in love and war. So, she did her thing. She came out there wearing them expensive trunks and breaking the internet again.
I was gonna say shout out to Drewski for cutting that awesome promo. So right. Oh, that was Liv Morgan. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell the difference.
Liv. Yeah, I can. Okay. I can tell. Yeah. Back to Liv. She absolutely killed the promo, built it up, got Stephanie heated, and brought her down to the ring. And Roxanne runs in on her and makes her return, and crowd goes crazy. But Liv's doing a good job of putting Stephanie over and getting some heat. That's for sure. And Dom's obviously teaching her some Spanish. So. There ain't no hate there. It's just disrespect, just straight disrespect. So yeah,
I think that how am I supposed to put this? I think Liv Morgan needs to go away for a long time.
I don't think so. I think she's gonna win the title. She's gonna win the title at WrestleMania, and it's gonna start another run.
You think so?
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I think so. I think Liv is a star. I think she's one of the best things going for the women's division in WWE right now, without a doubt. Like every time she comes out there, steps it up, finds a new way in a promo, do some psychological shit, talk some shit, say something, get emotional. I think she's helping Stephanie Vaquer right out, honestly, right now with the story a lot. Like I think they're making it work better than I thought it would. I agree. With what they've done. So I think Stephanie could win at WrestleMania. I think it's a possibility, and that's just Liv putting her over even more so, and makes Stephanie look bigger. But she hasn't really had that like huge moment yet, in my opinion. Like Stephanie Vaquer, even though she's still the champion and has had it, and when she had won it, but I think like this will be the ultimate crowning moment. As far as validating her success, especially at WrestleMania against Liv. So it's very possible that you're very right about that. Yeah.
And I think that at the end of the day, like Stephanie Vaquer has got that language barrier, but the cool thing about this feud is like Dominic Mysterio being with Liv, so it's kind of got that kind of blend over, and like they, the little backstage interview promo things they had and stuff were all really fun.
And they're so
I don't
different,
know.
but the same at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
And in
different,
the ring,
they come from different places, but at the same time, they still experience different struggles to get to where they're at. And it's there in the story, and it's just two different, lanes of getting there. But both have put the work in, and both have earned those spots. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
and I really think at the end of the day that I'm really going to enjoy this match for the fact that I'm going to enjoy the shit out of Stephanie Vaquer beating the shit out of Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Really, really excited about that.
That Devil's Kiss is going to be something else. Yeah. Chooky, chooky, quacky, 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 quacky.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. And then we had Penta come out and defeated Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental title, and then basically said, yo, Penta's a real fighting champion, man. Like, when have you ever heard of a champion ask the general manager to have a 5-way ladder match for his own title? Like,
it's gotta be a ladder match.
Yeah, it's gotta be a ladder match. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to see Rey Fenix in it as well, because Rey Fenix has kind of been squandered in WWE, but it has to be what it is.
Yeah, Penta, Javon Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonough, which leads me to believe it's either got to be Penta, Javon Evans, or Rusev that wins.
Yeah, I don't think Rusev, but I mean...
Yeah, so maybe Javon Evans is going to get his shine and get his spot at WrestleMania. It's very possible.
Hey, you never know.
And
imagine JD McDonough winning it.
See, I know. Like, Dragon Lee ain't winning that shit. He's got the lowest odds in my book in Vegas, I think.
Oh, come on, man. I think Rusev's got the lowest odds, honestly. So,
yeah, he got to get his big ass up the ladder, I guess.
Rusev. Yeah.
Get up the ladder. Yeah.
I'm confused about that, because JD McDonough, even to a certain extent, is like a high flyer, like,
right.
not luchador, but like lightweight, whatever. I mean, you got Javon Evans, who's going to be crazy in the ladder match. You got Penta, who we already know what he does. Dragon Lee, we know what he does. And then you have Rusev. It's almost like throwing Big Show in a Money in the Bank ladder match. It just doesn't seem like it fits.
Yeah.
But I hope they do something cool with it. I think they got some crazy spots figured out here with Javon Evans and Dragon Lee, especially. They're just going to tear the house down. And for the people that like that kind of thing, that's the kind of thing they like. And I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to enjoy it for what it is. It's not my cup of tea, I guess, but I'm going to enjoy it for what it is.
Well, we'll see. I think it'll be cool. Yeah, I think it'll be cool, but,
And we got to get to the main event. The main event time.
The main event.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah.
I think that...
Roman showed up a little too confident after last week.
Do you think that, like, every week, like, him coming out and saying acknowledge me, and then before he even gets into a promo, Punk just cuts him off with his music and comes out? Like, is that getting a little played out, do you think?
No, I want that, because by the time Roman got to the ring on Raw, I was like, okay, I'm counting my watch. It's like 5 minutes later now. I'm like, come on, will you come on now? Will you bring back the old music at least or something? Like, this is taking too damn long, and like, you showing up too damn confident, and I thought it was very interesting throughout this whole thing. Bleeding over from last week, there was nothing with the Usos. I understand they just lost their titles and they got brass knuckled to the face, but where was the Usos? But Roman said, respectfully, the best way to say this, get the hell out of my ring. Like, there's something that's going to happen and go on with all of this. And we saw people, there was like a masked man that was being snuck into MSG. Everybody was talking about, but before Raw, right? And people were saying it was Jericho. People were saying it was Braun Breaker. I was like, hey, man, what if that's like Zilla Fatu? I thought that would have been an interesting way to go with it, but it was nobody.
It was Stephanie McMahon, probably.
Oh, Stephanie McMahon, yeah, which, she would have showed up anyway. Like, it wouldn't have been much of a surprise, but whatever. But, yeah, it's interesting. But, yeah, Roman coming down to the ring, at least Punk didn't let him get his words in and acknowledge me, because Doing the same shit he always does. Wants everybody to acknowledge him. Same bullshit. Same bullshit. I don't even want to hear it. Let's get the fighting. Let's get the smashing. You want to do this? We can do this. Yeah.
Man, shout out to CM Punk though, reaching into his arsenal, man, throwing a power bomb. I've never seen CM Punk do a power bomb before. I saw that and I was absolutely blown away.
He's done a few in the past, but it's been a while. It's been a while.
I'm sure he has. Yeah, he's got a couple other couple of cricks in his elbow being so old, but
take Roman on a ride through the Pepsi plunge.
And like you said, like there is no Usos here. That was kind of interesting. Maybe they're kind of trying to back out of it and let it just be these two for the next couple weeks. But like, I can't see two beatdowns. Like, I can't see two more beatdowns. Like,
no, there can't be. I think next week it'll be something like the Usos are going to get involved and Jay's going to want a piece of Punk or something like that. But then at the same time, I don't see Adam Pearce being like, no, I'm not letting you fight because we got to preserve the main event. You know, like this whole thing that they've been doing with pretty much everybody's damn match at this point. Besides the other ones like that they don't care about, then they can just get beat with a chair. But I don't know.
And at the end of the day, like I don't want to. How do I
didn't think
it?
Punk was gonna honestly get the better of Roman as much as he did on Raw.
You don't think so?
In MSG like that, I didn't think he was gonna get his get back that much. It makes sense though.
I'm just hoping that they don't have like too much of like them like fighting each other back and forth until it gets to a point where once they get to the match, it's like we've already seen them beating each other up for 4 weeks. Like I think they need to have a cool off week where like this coming week they don't even really interact with each other. Maybe just one of them comes out and talks.
And then the next week they go out and talk, or the other one does, or something, or has altercations with the Usos, or something like that. Because we can't have another pull apart. I think they've done, like we talk about Oba and Brock, like they've done a great job with them. Well, they haven't been separated; they've had confrontation, but for the most part, we really haven't seen them do much like that. Right, it's been like a little hit over the top rope, or
right.
It's been very, very quick, you know. So, and they've done a good job of keeping them apart until it's finally time for the big match and to build that anticipation, you know, which has been good. But it's a little different with Punk and Roman. But man, Punk putting Roman through that table, hit him with the GTS before that. And then telling them who's old now. Like, I guess you can't get much better of a get back than that. Like, that's why you don't call somebody old, because once your ass get put through the table, that old man just put your ass through the table. And then you gotta love Punk getting up and getting all fired up and getting the crazy eyes again. Like, crazy eye Phil is back. Coca-Cola CM Punk is back. And talking shit to the hecklers in the crowd too, getting them all fired up, and you know.
I don't know about like okay, so CM Punk is, I feel like, clearly they're both playing the heel. That's what I don't really understand with all of this.
To the other's fan base.
To the other's fan base, and then the crowd's just cheering both of them.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so they're each both clearly playing the heel, but then they're also, I don't know. It's
like if I'm a Roman Reigns fan, I'm loving what Roman's doing to Punk and how he's talking to him and how he's going about everything for the most part. I mean, I don't know about the year old thing, but whatever. A lot of people calling CM Punk old, whatever. They're both freaking old in the end. A lot of these guys are. So you can, they all going to start using that insult. But, and then if you're a CM Punk fan, you're happy with what's going with what CM Punk is doing to Roman Reigns. You're happy the way that it's going, and that, on the flip side. So
the whole thing, I think once the match gets going, I mean, like I said, it's the biggest match you can possibly have for WrestleMania, as far as atmosphere, as far as crowds, as far as everything else. I just don't know if anything is going to be to that level, but I hope the in-ring performance actually delivers compared to like what it is. You know what I mean? not
it's
to say that.
interesting to pick a side at this point of who's going to actually win, because they've kind of gone back and forth. So, and we don't know. We know Roman is part-time, and, you know, you made a great point with Jimmy having to be out soon, maybe, you know, with his baby coming soon, possibly. And then with the Usos, and then Jay kind of maybe turning on Roman or something I wouldn't mind seeing, or something with The Rock, you know. Do I just see Roman beating Punk at WrestleMania clean and putting him down? I'm gonna go sleep crying that night. Like, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Like, just retire then. Like,
Just
what
retire
the
at that
fuck?
point. Let
Like,
Gunther
what are we
choke him
doing?
out. At that
Exactly.
point.
Like, I just don't see that happening though. You know, and I feel like it's more of a shock if Punk wins at this point, because I feel like everybody thinks Roman's going to win. It's too easy. He going on the Tonight Show. He doing this. He's saying that. But I feel like it's just not going to be that easy. Like there's something that we're not seeing or not understanding yet that's gonna play into this whole thing. And my money, I guess, is on Jay or The Rock. But
You think Jay's going to be like the
if
wild card?
If CM Punk wins the main event of WrestleMania, I'm gonna lose my shit, because
Really?
that's so well deserved. Well, yeah, because, you know, to think about it, like, it was such a big deal for him to even main event WrestleMania and get that spot last year, and look what happened to him. And now this year he's back in the same spot, carried that championship, did a good job with it. He's going against the biggest, Roman Reigns, which he calls himself the biggest draw in WWE history, or the biggest star in the company, what you want to call it. I don't know. I feel like Punk sells more merch. Maybe it's a close toss up, but I don't, whatever. I'm right. You know, I'm right with Punk. It is what it is. But
It is
yeah,
what it is.
What a hell of an accomplishment if CM Punk beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, regardless of how he does it. Cheat, I don't care. Turn heel, I don't give a damn. Make me hate you, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna love it even more. Like, shit.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny,
The
bro.
possibilities of what can happen and how it's gonna happen. It's just like, I don't know.
Do you think that, man, I don't know. I really don't know at the end of the day what's going to happen, but what I do know is we're going to enjoy WrestleMania regardless of what happens, except for Combat Jones if CM Punk loses, because we're going to have a total crash out. And you're going to have to tune in to see that. Because
That's true.
at this point, I really just want CM Punk to lose just to see you have a full breakdown.
Don't say that. You're going to get cursed. Yeah. Yeah. How about, and yeah, so we'll leave it at that. That's Roman and Punk, and it's getting crazy, and we'll see what they do on Raw coming up, because they've pretty much done everything they can do. They've had the promo battles, they've had the back and forth with the physical, putting each other through the table or whatnot. So what else are you gonna do? So time for WWE to get creative or pump out some heater promos leading into it to seal the deal even more, right? But in other news, we got Danhausen on Raw, New York City. He's even signed. He didn't have his own signature photographs to sign, so he was signing Cody Rhodes for a while, and Cody Rhodes actually signed one of his. So he wasn't very happy about that and was looking for Corey Rhodes. The Cody crybabies are like very nervous right now, because they do not want Corey Rhodes to have a interaction with Danhausen, and Corey Rhodes being one of his little mood fits, and you know exactly what Danhausen's going to do if he encounters that, and then it's over, and then like it's a spoiler, not a prediction. So, but yeah, we got Danhausen out here promoting Saturday Night Main Event at the Garden. I think it's July 17th or whatever, in summertime.
So,
yeah, so that should be interesting. But Danhausen still selling all the merch, doing his thing out there, eating glizzies in Times Square, pissing off CM Punk. CM Punk just paying him the money as soon as he sees him. Like, I told everybody that night, I said CM Punk is paying Danhausen right now because he's going to use the GTS. He's going to use Danhausen's move tonight. And just as he did, he used it. He used it once, and he paid the $20 for it.
Paid the $20.
So,
Yeah,
it's on par. Yep. So
not a prediction; it's a spoiler.
yeah, shout out to Danhausen for carrying Raw and SmackDown at this point, because he's the must see TV of every show that I'm watching at this point. For the most part, between the big feuds, like that's what I want to see is Danhausen. So
yeah.
Keep doing it, baby. Keep doing it. We're going to see what happens at WrestleMania. I'm sure it's just the beginning, and a whole bunch of craziness to come with all that. But we are on the road to WrestleMania, and it's looking up, and we're freaking excited. We're going to have to do a little WrestleMania pre-show one of the nights, maybe Saturday night or Sunday night. That's what it is. Yeah. So we'll figure that out, and we may have some surprises if so, and some surprise guests if so. So that should be interesting. So look forward to that, and hit us up if you're interested in coming on the Ringside Renaissance WrestleMania pre-show extravaganza. We are, as seen on Netflix, Busted Open approved, the original bad boys of the wrestling podcast world, and we are rated R for Ringside Renaissance. And that is the best co-host, the best tag team partner, the best friend in the world, very deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew Kombat Jones. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. This isn't cinema. This is pro wrestling.